Hi, welcome to Caribou Country Lifestyle. My name is Cheryl, and I'm sorry I have been not around. My husband and I ended up going to Mexico for 2 weeks during the spring break, and I think my last video I had started my pepper seeds. So since then they are doing really good. I think there was only one variety that didn't end up sprouting anything, and it was the same variety that I planted last year, and they didn't do anything neither, and that was the bell pepper, the color mix bell peppers. They were seeds that my sister had given me, and I don't know what was happening with that, but they didn't sprout last year and they didn't sprout this year, but everything else has sprouted. Some need to be potted up. My jalapenos definitely need to be potted up, so I'm going to be potting those up today too. But today I'm starting my tomato seeds. I have 22 varieties that I am going to be starting today, and the two types of tomatoes are your indeterminate tomatoes and your determinate tomatoes. The determinate tomatoes is a bush type of tomato. It grows to a determined height, and it will produce all of its fruit, your tomatoes, at the same time. And with a bush variety, you don't have to prune your tomatoes. So I usually plant those in pots on my deck. So I have, how many of the determinate? I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I have 10 of the determinate, so then I have 12 of the indeterminate. And your indeterminate, it grows an indeterminate height. It can grow up to 15 feet high in the right conditions. Mine usually grow about anywhere from 8 or 9 feet high, and I have them in my raised beds. I also tie them, and I heavily prune mine. I prune out any of the suckers, and I also prune the bottom 1.5 feet of the bottom of the plant. I prune those leaves off so that it has really good airflow with the tomatoes. And the indeterminate tomatoes will produce tomatoes throughout the whole season, whereas the bush will produce them all at the same time. So let's get started. We're going to start with the indeterminate tomatoes. And my first one I have is the Amish paste. I couldn't get any more of the Oxheart tomatoes. Well, I couldn't get any this year, but I will try and get some for next year. What I should have did was saved the seeds from my Oxheart tomatoes that I had last year, but I didn't even think about it. So, and with the amount of seeds that I'm going to start 6 seeds in each of my pots, and then I will, once they get their true leaves on them, then I'll up pot each of the tomato plants. I don't want as many as I had last year because I ended up with over 100 tomato plants. I only plant, like I do 22 varieties, so I plant 44 plants in my garden, but I'm planning on putting 6 seeds of each variety. I have my pots all set up. These are just, I think they're like a 2 or a 2.5 by 2.5 inch pot. I plan on putting all of my seeds in the one pot. Once they get sprouted, then I will move them into individual pots of their own, and I will transplant them. So 6 seeds. That's the Amish paste. I have all my tags already made up and put into the pot, so I've taken out the guesswork on any of that. Next is the new girl. And once I'm done these seeds, I won't be getting any more of these ones. They're not my favorite. So, but I'm not going to waste them. I will just plant them until I don't have any more, but I'm not going to plant all of them because I still have quite a few seeds, and I'll probably have enough for next year, and then I'll only have probably enough for the next 2 years, and then I won't order them again. Okay, that's it for the new girl. And these are all the indeterminate varieties that I am planting first. Next is the black crim. I planted these for the first time last year, and I really enjoyed these ones. So I ended up picking up some more. I just have to trim this pouch open. Okay. Oh, they're in their own little envelope as well. Okay, and that's right there. I am just so excited to be starting my growing season and just doing tomatoes. I don't know what it is about tomatoes, but knowing that I'm starting tomatoes, it's kind of just gets me really thinking that, hey, we're getting so close. We had an absolutely wonderful time in Mexico. We go to Ixtapa, Mexico. We really like it there. Okay, my next variety, that was the black crim. This is the Aunt Ruby's German green. These were an absolute wonderful tomato. They were so nice and big and very prolific tomato. I really enjoy growing these. I gave some to my sister, and she wasn't too sure if she wanted to grow any of them. And then after she's seen my videos of how lovely the tomatoes look, because they kind of, I'm going to show you what they look like on the package, but they do not look like that at all. When I picked them, I'm just going to show you in the picture, it has that they're kind of green with red streaks going through it. They do not look like that at all. They are very much yellow and red streaks going through it. They are an absolutely beautiful tomato, and I did a lot of salsa and canned tomatoes with them. My next one is the Carnival Blend, and I think I'm almost getting to the end of these. Oh no, I still got quite a few of these to go. These ones are a variety with the Carnival Blend, and they are from the Brandywine family. I'm not doing any Brandywine this year. I ran out of seeds of them, and I didn't order anymore. So I'm not growing Brandywines this year. But these are just like the Brandywine, just that they're all different colors. And the colors of these, they can be varieties such as black, pink, red, yellow, of what they are like. The next one I'm going to do is the Old German tomato. This is another really nice yellow red tomato, and they're smaller than the Aunt Ruby's German green. They don't get quite as big. They seem to be more like a medium-sized tomato, but they're super good. I really enjoyed these ones too. Okay, next are the chocolate sprinkles. And chocolate sprinkles is a cherry type tomato. And these were the ones that I collected the seeds from, which is funny because I should have really collected seeds from the Amish paste tomatoes that I had and the ox heart. I collected these and I got a ton of tomato seeds, so I don't have to worry about running out of these anytime soon because I probably have at least 100 seeds of the chocolate sprinkles and of the natural black cherry. I saved those as well. And that's another cherry variety of the cherry tomato. So that's my next one that I'm going to be planting. I got not quite as many of the natural black cherry, but I still have a lot. And then another one that I was collecting from was the sweetie cherry too. And I have quite a few of those. And these are all cherry tomatoes, but they're an indeterminate cherry tomato. So again, they need a lot of pruning and taking out those suckers in the pockets, the elbow of the tomato leaves. Okay, so after the natural black cherry, we have the sweetie cherry is next. And I have a lot of these ones too. Okay, sweetie cherry. They're a very small, bite-sized cherry tomato. I tried growing them on my deck, but they just surpassed the tomato cage. And then I brought out some old broom sticks and shoved those into the pots to try and brace the tomato cage that I had them on, and it was just way too much for those, having them in pots. They definitely need to be staked. My next cherry tomato that I have is the yellow pear. I really like the yellow pear, and I have quite a few of those. I think I have quite a few still in the bottom of my bag too. I do. I don't know why I collected these because I have still so many in my bag that I didn't really need to collect any. I have so many of these. If anybody's interested in any cherry tomato seeds, I have an abundance. Let me know and I would be more than happy to ship some to you. And that's of the yellow pear, the sweetie cherry, the natural black cherry, and the chocolate sprinkles. Anybody interested in any of those? I have lots. Okay, my almost last one is the cherry Roma. This is a variety that I just picked up last year and grew them. I didn't notice that because it says cherry Roma. I thought that they would look more like a Roma, but a smaller version of a Roma. And they didn't seem to look anything like that. So I don't know. And I have one more of the indeterminate variety. This is a mystery tomato, so a friend of mine gave me these seeds. She got them from a friend of hers who was experimenting with tomato seeds, or experimenting, producing a specific kind of tomato. Has lots of sweetness to it, very few seeds. So she ended up giving me the tomato, and then I collected the seeds from the tomato. When I fermented the seeds, and then I dried them, and I put them into a little Ziploc bag. So that's it. I'm not even sure if this mystery tomato is even an indeterminate variety, because it's a mystery tomato. I'm not sure. I'm putting it in with the indeterminate varieties. So, okay, next are my determinate varieties. And my first one is called the cream sausage tomato. I don't even know, I don't have a picture of these. My sister gave me some of the seeds to try, so I am just trying these and see what I think of them. I'm gonna plant all of the seeds, and if I really like them, then I will save the seeds from them. I got one that just doesn't want to come out. It's static. So I'm just going to plant all of these, and we'll see what happens. There's exactly 6 seeds in my little baggie, so that works out perfect. And then my next one is called the Sun Gold Cherry. This is a favorite of my brother-in-law's, so I thought I would try it out. I was happy that it was a determinate variety, because I need more to be able to put on my deck, as opposed to having more in my garden. I just don't have any more space for any more tomatoes in my garden. Like, I have enough for, I think I have enough for 20 spots, and I have, no, not enough for 20 spots. I have enough for 10 varieties, and I have 12 varieties to go out there. So then I have to make the hard decision of which ones I'm going to put out there. Okay, I did the Sun Gold. Next are the San Marzano. And this year I have decided I'm going to put compost in with my garden soil that we get, because I didn't do that last year, and I couldn't figure out why my tomatoes weren't doing very good on the deck. And I was like, well, yeah, you should have put compost in with the garden soil, because that's what I do with my raised beds, and my tomatoes do amazing out in the raised beds. So yeah, just takes me a few years of figuring it out. Okay, these are not the red tumbler. These are the Torenzo. So I'm going to take this tag out because I don't have any red tumbler. I just have the Torenzo. So that alleviates one more variety that I don't have to worry about. So I only have 21 varieties. I do not have 22. Well, that's good. One less to have to worry about where I'm going to put it. Whew. Okay, Torenzo. This was a really nice cherry tomato, and they don't get very big at all. So what I do with these is I put them in hanging baskets, and I only had 4 seeds. So that takes care of those. And so next is the yellow tumbling yellow tomato. This is another one that I really enjoyed, so I made sure that I picked up another pack of these, and I found these at Early's in Saskatoon when I was visiting my sister, and I picked up a bunch of seeds there, and their seeds are fairly cheap actually. Okay, the yellow tumbling tomato. And maybe I will just do 4 of these. I don't really have, I think I have 1 more seed in there, so let's put those back in. And I'll just do 4 seeds of that. That way I'll get 2 years out of a pack of seeds. Like, there wasn't very many in there. I think there was like 10 seeds in total. Okay, after the yellow pear is the Manitoba. And I really like the Manitoba seeds. Or the Manitoba seeds. I really like the Manitoba tomatoes, I should say. So they're just a really nice, medium-sized, heavy producing tomato. And they do really well in the colder climates. Okay, and then Celebrity, another medium-sized tomato. And these don't need a lot of pruning, but I do like to prune some of the bottom leaves off of these plants, just again for airflow on the tomatoes plants. And it's just that way, then you're not dealing with a bunch of diseases either. Well, we're almost done. Next is the Lemon Boy. This is a low acid, low in not a lot of seeds in this one. So that's why I'm trying to grow a few tomatoes that I don't have to worry about the acid in them. Oh, these are pelleted. See that? They're pelleted with a green clay coating on them. So easy to see. There's no denying what the seed looks like. And I have 6 seeds left, so I will plant all 6 of them. And that takes care of that. And then we have the Indigo Rose. And that, I really love these tomatoes. They are so jet black. And then how you know that they're ripe is there's a spot on the bottom of the tomato. And when you turn it over, if it's green, it's not ripe. But if it has red on it, then it is ripe. I gave some to a gal that I work with, and she was like, well, we didn't really enjoy the taste of them. And I said, oh, I guess I should have told you that you just have to look at the bottom, and if they're red, if it has a red spot on the bottom, then they're ripe. If it's green, they taste quite bitter. She was like, oh, okay, well that makes sense then. So there we go. And then what I'll do is I'm going to put a light layer of dirt over top of these tomatoes. Then I'm going to put them on a heat mat, and I'm also going to be putting a dome over the top of this, just like I do with all of my other plants. Once they sprout, then I'll take the dome off, and then once they have their true leaves on them, which you'll have 4 leaves on the tomatoes, then I will separate them and put them in their own individual pot, which will be about a 3 or a 4 inch pot, and I will up pot those tomatoes. Hi, I'm back. We're on the next day. After I planted my tomatoes, I ended up also starting some of my flower seeds. So I think I had 7 more little 2.5 by 2.5 cells, and I ended up planting the black and white Dianthus These were a new one. Last year I did a crimson eye Dianthus, so this time I wanted to try the black and white Dianthus. I did 2 kinds of Nicotiana. I did a deep purple and the other one was a lime purple. Then I did a mixed color of Strawflowers. I did the balloon flower as well, and then I also tried the Chilean glory flower. I've tried the Chilean glory flower for the last couple of years, and usually the seed sprouts and then the plant doesn't make it, or the plant makes it and I get it outside and I plant it outside and then it doesn't make it. I've just struggled with the Chilean glory flower, so I'm just basically using up the seeds just to get rid of them. I should probably just not even bother and throw them out. And then today I started some more flower seeds. I did the balsam, I did the stalks, and with the stalks you don't want to cover the seeds. I did the Alyssum in the royal carpet, and I also did the carpet of snow, and you just cover the seeds lightly. I did Calendula, and you cover the seeds on those 2, and then I did the Niagara Hollyhocks, and you don't cover the seeds on those. I have a 20 row tray. I have, just so much. I got kind of backlogged a little bit with being gone for 2 weeks, and now I'm playing catch up. So I just wanted to let you know what we had going on, and I'm just in the throes of planting my seeds. Okay, we are back. We are on day 3 of planting my flowers. So I was saying that yesterday that I was getting my 20 row flat ready, and I had them soaking up the water, so now I have them ready. So what I've done is I have already labeled all the rows, and what I did was I used some painter's tape and I just wrote with a pen on it because I have my markers here, but they're too tall. Once I put the plastic dome over top, then the plastic dome doesn't sit on it properly. So I've started using this painter's tape, and I just write what the type of flower is that I'm going to be starting. So I've already labeled all of the rows of what types of flowers that I'm going to be planting. On this side, I have them all marked. My plan is to do 2 rows of each of these marigolds. There is one that I am probably not going to have enough to do 2 rows, so I'll probably only do 1. And this was the white marigold, the Kilimanjaro white marigold seeds. My sister gave me these, so I'll probably only get 1 row of that. So what I'll do is maybe I will move this tape just slightly over, and then I can try and fit a different type of seed in here. So I'm just going to pat all of this down because I am going to be applying a small layer of soil over top of the seeds once I planted them. Well, I will be on the marigolds. I'll have to take a look and see, because I have some other seeds that I'm going to be planting in here too, that I have those labeled as well. So I'll just push this down, firm the soil down into the row, and then that way I will have room to add a layer of soil over top of the seeds, because you do cover the marigold seeds. It's just you plant them like 1/4 of an inch deep. Once they sprout and that they are usually about a couple of inches tall, then I'm going to up pot them into a bigger pot. It could be a 2.5 by 2.5 or one of the 3-inch pots. I did get some 3-inch pots ready because I have some peppers that I need to up pot. Not all of them, but for sure my jalapeno peppers need to be up potted. And I think my shishito peppers are ready to be up potted as well. So almost finished here. This is nice wet. It really soaked up really nice. And these 20 row trays, they are quite a shallow. Flat, I'll show you in a sec. And then I bought the specific tray to have them in that holds the water in. So when I lift this up, as you can see, there's the water down there. It's just a very shallow tray, not deep at all. And I picked up a couple of these. So I'm starting here with my Cracker Jack marigold seeds. And these ones here, they get 30 to 36 inches high. And I'm just going to put as many as I can, just laying them across the top. And I might get like maybe a dozen, maybe not even a dozen seeds across here. But I always have no problem finding a place to put marigolds. And I really like the short one varieties, and I like the tall varieties too. So we'll get these all planted in here. And then when I do pot them up, depending on the variety, like these taller varieties, I can put them into bigger cells. The ones that only get anywhere from 8 to 12 or 9 to 12 inches high, I can put those into a smaller cell. This is an orange marigold, and we collected these seeds last year when I tried starting these. I wasn't very successful. So I'm actually going to plant these fairly thick because I wasn't that successful, and we'll see what happens this time. Dropped a couple on the table. And yeah, see what we get. Get what we get and we don't get upset. That's what we say to the kids at school. Seems to be the little standard little saying for the little kids. Okay, that's for my orange marigold. I don't know what variety this is. It was a variety that my sister-in-law and brother-in-law had purchased. And we decided that we wanted to collect some of the seeds. This next one is a lemon drop, and this one gets, 9 to 12 inches high. And I've actually wrote that on the little tag that I put on the front, so that when I do pot these, I'm gonna know what size of a pot to put them in, knowing that they're not going to get as tall as, say, the Cracker Jack that get 20 to 30 inches tall. Okay, and I will just continue on planting my marigolds. Put these back in the plastic bag. I was saying how the seeds are so staticky in these plastic bags. Well, one of my viewers was saying to try putting the seeds on unscented dryer sheet, and that would help so that they weren't so staticky. And I thought, you know, that's a really great idea. And I'll have to try that. Next is the Petite Mix. This is another smaller variety. It gets 8 to 10 inches high. The problem is getting them out of the bag. They just are so staticky that they stick in the bag. I have to literally put my finger inside the bag and drag the seeds out. I don't even know if I'll need this many, but I'll just plant these and see where I get. We actually got snow this morning when I woke up. It was a very wet snow and big, huge flakes. So, I mean, the sun has come out and melted it all, and we probably only got like 1/4 of an inch or something, but I was disgusted seeing that snow. I mean, it was nice in some ways because it was so wet and heavy that I was glad that it was going on my garden, because my dirt definitely could use some moisture. I just didn't want to see snow. Not at all. Okay, so this next one is the Kilimanjaro White Marigold. And these were the seeds that my sister got. I'm not exactly sure who she got these through, neither. But I was thankful that she shared some of her seeds with me. This was when she came out at Christmas, and we went through each other's seeds and swapped a few seeds that we were interested in, and that's how I ended up getting all of these different Calibrachoa and also the Osteospermum. So I am going to have a lot of those variety of flowers. I love the Calibrachoa. I put them in my hanging baskets, and they're just such a cute, I used to call them million bells. It was like a very petite version of petunia. I really like them a lot. So I used up all of those. I'm going to keep my bags of seeds off to the side. Maybe I will move this tag over because I don't want to, I'm doing all my marigolds first, so I'm going to keep them together. So I'm just going to move these tags over, and then that way I still have all my marigolds together. This one is Queen Sophia, and it gets 8 to 12 inches high as well. So I'll do 2 rows of it. My last one here is a dark red marigold. Now this was one that I had gotten from the Gardeners Club meeting that I went to. So, like I say, I do not know how big these get. And we're just going to see what we get. I don't know how tall they get. I don't know how big the blooms get. It's not the Cracker Jack blooms. They're like anywhere from 2 to 3 inches across. They're a fairly substantial bloom on them. So maybe these will be as big as that. That would be wonderful. Here's hoping. Okay. And collecting marigold seeds is so easy. You just wait for the heads to dry out. Like I deadhead a lot of my marigolds and I don't collect them. But then towards the end of the season, that's when I'll start taking some of them and saving them and trying to collect them. And you just have to take that dried up flower head. Once it's dry, open it up and you will be amazed how many seeds you will find in just one flower head. Okay, that's it for my marigolds. I am going to cover these up with a bit of soil. Okay, so that's my marigolds. Next, I am going to be planting Osteospermum, and I absolutely love these flowers. And this is a mix. I did the shades of lavender last year, and I actually saved some of the seeds from one of the flower heads, but this one I ended up buying at the Early's in Saskatoon. So we are going to plant some of these. I don't have very many in this one, but they're really nice big seeds. So I'm just going to plant all of these. I'll just space them out because I have quite a bit of room in this row. So that's it for that one. This one is the shades of lavender. And this was from the seeds that I collected. And I'm going to plant all of these. Just trying to get these ones out that want to stick into the bag. I think I got all of them. Yep. I'll just plant all of these. They're pretty tiny compared to those last ones. But I'll plant all of them. Let's see what I get. I'm just picking up all the seeds and dropping them across the soil. So I don't know how many I have there. There was quite a few actually. Then I have these cosmos. I haven't grown too many cosmos. This is a Cosimo red and white. So we'll plant these. Don't have too many of these. I think I gave some of these to my sister. So I'll just plant all of these. And then I'll have to look to see if I have to cover these seeds or not cover the seeds, because I just never know from one seed to the next which one I'm covering and which one I'm not covering. I'll just plunk these last couple in wherever. And that's it for those. Again, I'll put these off to the side so I can write them into my book. This is the Lavatera Ruby Regis, and I've had the Lavatera and it's absolutely beautiful. So I got these because I have a silver cup Lavatera after this one. This was the ruby. And I don't know if I'm going to plant all of these. I think I'll plant 12. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's about halfway. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. It's actually a nice size seed. Nice to be able to handle them better than others that are so tiny that you don't know how many you're actually putting on the dirt. And then this is a silver cup Lavatera. I've had these seeds for a long time. So let's see if they even do anything. I'm going to plant all of these just because if they turn out great, if they don't, oh well. But I've had them for a long time, so I'm just going to get rid of these seeds. And I can always either, if they work, I can always try and save some of the seeds. And if they don't, then I can always get some new seeds. And the last one is Cockscomb. It's kind of a funky looking flower head on these. I probably won't be planting all of these. There's quite a few in here. I'll just sprinkle a few down. Okay. Maybe I'll just drag them off the plate, put them right back into the baggie. I'm always afraid they're gonna go right off the plate and then they'll be all over the place and none goes into the envelope and they're all over the table or on the floor. I've done that before. Okay, so now I'm gonna look in my book and see which ones actually need to be covered and what seeds don't need to be covered. Let's move my seed packets. We'll take a look. We'll start with the Osteospermum. Lightly cover the seeds. So I will cover those. Oh, I got to also figure out what I'm going to grow in this other one. So I will cover both of these rows. But I still have to plant something in here, which I don't have a problem finding seeds to plant in here. Okay, Cosmos, gotta go back. Doesn't say in my book, so let's look on the back of the seed packet. 1/4 of an inch, so I'm going to lightly cover those as well. I did petunias in these 20-row trays last year, and it worked out pretty good. Okay, Lavatera. Right here. You're going to cover the seeds. It says 1/4 to 1/2 an inch. Whew, seems like a lot. It also said to what did it say? Soak seeds 24 hours. Huh, I didn't do that. That was for the Lavatera. Oh well. So if it doesn't turn out, that could be what the problem is. Guess I should have read that part. I'm just in such a big hurry to get this stuff planted. Okay, let's see if I have information about the Cockscomb. Nope. So I'll look on the pack. and see what it says. 1/8 of an inch, so very light sprinkle of soil. Okay, so we're doing the wallflower on here. I'm just going to sprinkle the wallflower seeds across. These seeds are old too, so I'm going to put quite a few. And then for the wallflower, 1/8 of an inch that I cover them. So I can cover the seeds. I lost 2 there. Put that package over there, cover these, and then we'll put a dome on that. I'm just gonna sign off now. I was videoing and I noticed that my camera had stopped while I was planting this tray, so I don't know exactly when it stopped. So I'm just gonna sign off now. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this video. We got all of my tomatoes planted, we got a lot of flowers planted, and I even set some more seeds in some of my herbs that I needed more of. So we've done that too. So I'm going to put this over under my lights. I'm going to write down the different types of flowers that I've just planted, and we'll see you again the next time. Talk again soon. Bye for now.